Yo, what is up, my people? Today I'm bringing you a dope little video. This is basically what I use right now on Heroic. I've been doing it all night by myself, and I've tried so many different builds, so many different combinations, and this is what I like the most. I've been farming for Lady Death, and I've been doing all the bosses solo, absolutely melting. I'm talking about melting with a capital M and a capital G. And yeah, I hope you like it. I'm just gonna go over the build, break it down, and any comments you may have or any build suggestions you have, leave them in the comments below. With this build, you're able to hit about 10 million per headshot most of the time, especially if you crit. And it's just actually crazy, man, how much damage I'm outputting. And you just gotta play kind of smart, man. You could 3-tap heavies, as you can see right here in the clip. But just play smart tactically, and I love the way it feels right now. I hope they don't change it. It feels super difficult and very punishing, and I hope they keep it like this. But yeah, man, this build, I'm dropping it on your forehead right now. I hope you enjoy.
Let's go exotic. That's how.
All right, so here we are. Basically, this is what I'm running right now. After a lot of trial and error, this is what I feel is the best for me, and it works for me while I play solo. I've tried all type of skills. I've tried all type of different combinations. I have a few different builds that look really nice.
Macho.
But this right here tops the cake for me, man. I'm actually able to just slay any type of content. I die sometimes, of course. You know what I mean? Everybody dies, but yeah, for solo gameplay, this is absolutely the truth, and I love it. Okay, first we're gonna go over stats. Right here, I'm at 57. I can make it 60 easily, but I'm trading 2.3 crit chance for 10.5 crit hit damage. So basically, you could go up to 140 crit hit damage with the talent that we're running. So we really have almost max crit chance, almost 150 crit hit damage, and over 100% headshot damage, plus a little bit of multiplicative armor damage, some nice little health damage. And yeah, strained on the weapon. Personally, I'm liking the MG5. I feel like it has amazing base damage, and it does a lot of DPS. I'm telling you guys, man, strained on it. You want to try to get these rolls the best you can. And I use Demolitionist. Strained, this gives you the 50% crit, just in case you're new to the game and you might not know. I like to go over my build thoroughly. That way everybody understands. So if you're a veteran, excuse me, but this is how I have to do it. So you basically keep shooting your weapon, and it'll start stacking crit. It'll be on the right side of your weapon while you shoot. All buffs are on the right side of the weapon usually. And then Nemesis, okay? Nemesis, you have to refarm. If you don't have a old Nemesis, you have to get the blueprint and all of that. So there's a lot of videos on YouTube for that. And then here we have insane damage, man. I'm able to do 10 million, and I'm not even like really spec'd into like marksman rifles or too much headshot damage. I'm just basically using what the builds are giving me and not speccing into it. So, you know, it's beautiful damage. All right, first we're gonna start with the 3-piece Providence. I like 3-piece personally because of the crit damage that you gain from it, which is 15%, but it is not like the most necessary piece. Like, you could switch it up if you wanted. I suggest you do run 2-piece because you do want that crit chance to maximize your crit hit chance, and then start working on your crit hit damage. I can't stress to you how much you want to focus on your crit hit chance while you're building. Make sure that's your priority, because that's, you know, that's what's going to do a lot of damage, okay? And after that, anything over that 55 to 60 cap, you want to go ahead and start speccing into crit hit damage, okay? To amplify that crit hit chance damage every time you hit a crit, okay? So here I have you already know, weapon damage for sure. We got some skill haste, but if you could get crit hit damage right here, or headshot damage and then crit hit chance, we're basically specking all offensive mods and some crit hit damage as the mod right here that I can put on the gear. Then we have Providence. This is a glass cannon. Once again, I got this from the vendor, but if you farm, you could possibly get even a better roll, like a god roll, you know? But I rolled 12% crit hit damage here. Some more crit hit damage on the offensive mod. skill haste because I don't mind skill haste at all. I like getting my skills back in like 10, 20 seconds. And then here we have weapon damage. Once again, you want to go with the highest weapon damage you can. And lastly, we have the holster. And you want to basically, you know, go all reds. Once again, I spec for crit chance right here, but we have crit hit damage and weapon damage. The more I play, the better pieces I'll get. And the better my gear will get, the stronger my DPS will get, okay? It's all about farming now. I was lucky enough to get this backpack last night while I was farming. This is possibly one of the best backpacks for me, Seska, and it brings crit hit chance, helping us get to that almost to the cap. And we have weapon damage here, almost maxed. We maxed out the crit, and we have headshot damage. As a defensive mod, I use protection to elites. I feel like it's one of the best mods, other than you know, whatever you like, but I think that's the best mod right now. And then we have vigilance, increases total weapon damage by 25%. This is like very underrated talent and very powerful. And whenever you take damage, it only disables the buff for 4 seconds. So right after that, you're right back into the combat doing 25% more mother damage. Okay, here we have our Petrov Holster. The main reason is because it's LMG damage. And 11% damage to armor is Bay. Okay, you want to try to get this. You want to try to have this on your build because that damage is multiplicative from what I understand. Right here we have crit hit chance. Beautiful, beautiful, of course. And then lastly, I have a ninja backpack, but I'm going to show you, you can either do two things, okay? If you don't have this, I'm going to go ahead and show you real quick. You can spec into marksman if you wanted to, since you're running Nemec with this build, and that'll give you 10% more marksman damage, giving you about 100,000 overall, 1 million more damage for me. If I'm doing 10 million to the head, I'll do 11 million with these knee pads, right? But I would suggest if you have Fox prayers, you want to try to use these because these have damage out of cover, and I believe this is multiplicative also, and that's the best damage. Obviously, always been the best damage. You know, that's why LMGs are so like nasty, because they have damage to out of cover targets. And here we also have, lastly, I would suggest if you wanted to and you don't have any of those, you could use these two right here, which is called Grupo. And the reason we would want to use these is to give us more crit hit damage, right? So now we're at 110 without a strain. With strain, we're at like 160 crit hit damage if we rock this build like this. That's just in case you don't have the knee pads. But if you have the knee pads, by all means, I promise you on my mama, you want to use these knee pads. Like, they are so insane. These are the new Ninja Bike Messenger knee pads. This used to be a backpack in Div 1. And now performing a cover-to-cover or vaulting reloads your drawn weapon. Listen, guys. Listen. This is one of the best. And I'm going to show you right now, just in case you haven't already seen it. What you want to do is you're basically going to shoot. You're going to try to melt an enemy. And then you literally have 75. You're just going to mantle over something and you're going to have max ammo again. Okay. So the way I use this is I'll go ahead and I'll empty out my mag. I'll do as much DPS as I can. And then as soon as I'm done, before I get into the next enemy's combat, I'll go ahead and I'll jump over. If you don't have these knee pads, I definitely suggest you start the grinding. And yeah, man, but you could definitely run this build without the knee pads. It is insanely strong. Also, cover to cover reloads any weapon. Only one weapon though. You have to have it drawn out. You can't have it like a holster, right? But what I do know is that you can literally before reaching your cover, you can pull out the weapon and it'll reload it. So like in mid stride, and then boom, it reloads it. So you know, but you cannot reload it while it's holstered. So you have to make sure you're switching in the animation, because if not, you only have 80 bullets and you won't have 100 because you won't reload. Okay. Basically any spec you want. I really like minigun because it does good damage whenever I want to do damage to like elites. Also, you could really run anything, man. You can run survivalist to heal. You know, you could run this for anything really, man. This for headshot damage, stability. They're all good in their own way. It just depends on your playstyle, right? I like the med kits and I like the 50 round mag. It really helps me do a lot more DPS, but it's all preference, man. So I have gameplay, tons of it in my stream. I don't want to make the video too long because I know you guys are watching on YouTube. But yo, thank you guys for the support. I hope I broke it down perfectly, and I hope you enjoyed. Salute. I'll catch you on my next stream, baby.